Hello everybody, I'm Peter Glob, and as you might know, LEGO Ninjago Season 8 has recently ended that and the final episode came out. And we need to wait, what, an entire year before next season? Jesus, seriously? No, anyways. And since I didn't exactly focus on LEGO Ninjago as much this month as someone would assume, seriously, I make like what, 6-7 videos on LEGO Nights and not one LEGO Ninjago? Well, that's gonna change. I'm gonna be reviewing the LEGO Ninjago Sons of Garmadone season as a whole. Now, of course, there will be spoilers in this, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to spoil the final episode if you haven't watched it, but still. Spoilers. Now, before we get into this, I should mention I don't own any of these images. All of these images belong to LEGO, Cartoon Network, or anyone else I'm forgetting. These images have just been used to make the video better. Now let's get on with this. And let's start with the characters, specifically the ninjas. The main 6. Even though I'm pretty sure you could also put Pixel in, but since I don't exactly think it makes sense, let's go with the ninjas. Now, for the most part, I haven't noticed throughout the season anyone really being misused or anything like that. The only things I really have a problem are minor ones. Like Jay still being such a whiner, even though at this point I'm pretty sure he should be a bit more serious and a bit more mature. Seriously, if you come to think about it, Jay had some of the best screen time in the last two in Hands of Time in the Skybound, so why is that exactly? And the fact they didn't really show him meeting up with Wu where they saw for Zane and Cole. Weird. Now for Cole, it's been a pretty decent characterization. I did kind of like his whole relationship and the fact that we found out about his mother was pretty good. And the whole thing, his parenting with Master Wu when he was a baby was alright. It wasn't anything to complain about. It was decent. Kai didn't really do much in the season, but considering how much of a marketing place was Kai in the LEGO Ninjago movie, which had an incredible amount of his minifigures in the displays, even though he didn't really do much in the movie, it's kind of believable. Hell, the only real thing I can bring out with him is the fact that he still uses these weird quirks and weird common ill things with the leader of the team usually says. His whole piece with his water set, which was just there because they made a set. And, well, the fact that showed that he is the second after Lloyd. So it's not Zane or Jay who we could assume. So that's pretty much it. When it comes to his sister Nia, she's again pretty into character. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Nia. In fact, she's my least favorite out of the ninjas. But again, my personal opinion. It's not matter. But she didn't really make me angry so much. I do kind of like the fact how her character actually is still a bit more feminine, more than some other females in the recent media. And I do like it how they didn't just make her this flawless character who is surrounded by morons. She did make mistakes, and she, like anyone else, wasn't exactly the best. The best in everything. I like it the way they didn't actually go over the board. Hell, that's the biggest worry I have with the LEGO Nights is the fact that they're gonna make the princess and Ava and the queen too perfect. But since LEGO Ninjago didn't do that, I'm happy. Seriously. I mean, I do think that shouldn't that the whole battle in the fight between Garmadone, her and Misako would be a bit. But considering the fact that Garmadone was winning the entire battle, I mean, the only thing that we can presume, the closest thing to him being unmatched was when the giant speck of water came and pushed him back. That's literally only things. Now at Zane, it first seemed like he was going to do much, but for some strange reason they decided to give it up on him after the snake jaguar thing. I don't know. I'm gonna go more in that when it comes to Mr. E, but for some reason it feels like they originally planned to do something with him, but then in the end they just, for some reason, decided not to do anything more, which would technically make sense. Now let's discuss Lloyd. And Lloyd was great. I like it how he actually was a bit more aware and he was more a leader in the beginning. Like, he knew that if you wanna, the whole masks was stolen, that get in contact with the guy who actually is aware. That was smart. I like it how they took the bodyguard roles and were pretty understandable. His beginning trying to get some kind of romance with Harumi was alright. I don't exactly, there wasn't much coming out of it, but I cannot complain. And yeah, his whole thing with his father was decent. I mean, he expressed, yes, he wants them back, but not as a crazy, overpowered monster that just wants to kill people. And hell, first thing he wanted to do, even when he found out his father was resurrected fully, he was wanting to redeem him, bring him back to the light side because, well, now he's here, at least he can try to bring him back. I mean, although he didn't do much in the final episode, he was still pretty decent. Although I am them wondering the connection between the end of him jumping and having the parachute of Sensei Wu, and that and the whole Mr. E doing that in the beginning was, which brings me to the villains. Now let's go with Mr. E first because he's technically the first one we see. Now the weird thing about Mr. E is the fact that, like I said, in the beginning he jumped out and used the parachute with Garmadone's face to begin everything. But then Lloyd has done that with Sensei Wu's parachute instead of Garmadone. So they were originally planning to make him a bigger threat, like more of a consistent villain? It's possible. I mean, Mr. E does have a cool design and his whole ninja thing is wondering. Plus, I am wondering who built him. I mean, is he just a ninja that they found and they just reprogrammed him to serve them or something? I don't know. Yeah, Mr. E was a great antagonist in the beginning, but then for some strange reason, in the halfway point, I guess when Harumi became more of a threat, they've just decided to have him disappear. I'm not kidding with the whole disappearing thing. I mean, when they come to the base of the Garmadone, I didn't even know they captured Mr. E. I assumed that he escaped and that he jumped into water or something. Not actually being captured. And the whole other things, he doesn't even appear in the final episode. Well, actually he does appear in the final episode at the beginning where Garmadone makes one village bow, but that's it. Now, for Ultraviolet and Kilo, nothing much. I'm honestly happy that Ultraviolet didn't get all the badass shots with her just beating every ninja, because I feel like that would be a bit, But I do wish they would do more with her, because for some strange reason she seemed to be having her ass kicked by pretty much everybody. I mean, Zane kicked her ass, Cole kicked her ass, I believe Nia was the one who pushed her into the stone. Now if everybody was again Cole, and everything else she was just chasing them. So yeah, she didn't really battle much. Hell, she not gonna use the mask last time than Harumi does. And that way they kind of speak of her, they kind of wanted to make her look over the top and so dangerous, but in the end it didn't really came out. That resulted in nothing. Now let's discuss Kilo. He's just a big and strong and definitely a more powerful figure character, but they decided to make him a complete moron and a bit more smart. Like for instance, they didn't need Ultraviolet or anyone else to basically tell him, why don't you use the Omni mask to make a bridge? I mean, he figured it out on his own, and he was the one who was older Mr. E, so it's good the fact they actually give them not just the generic, stupid, but big, strong guy. They actually give him a bit more of a thought, which is pretty good in my opinion. Now let's discuss Garmadone, because to be fair, Garmadone wasn't exactly the major antagonist. He was just the most powerful one. Now, although I wish Garmadone would be a bit more of an antagonist, because it seemed in the episodes that he was appeared in, it was more like he was that super godly powerful character, but he's been ordered around by a significantly weaker character. So that kind of was the feel, but they tried to make him more self-dependent, more about his own mind. And plus, I'm pretty sure the only things that you are is a very violent and aggressive being who just, hell, even has his bones sewn and bleeding constantly. I'm guessing that was the reason why he was so mindless, but I don't know. I wish they would give him more of a leadership, because I think the only leadership he got was when he sentenced his brother and he wanted to take him, which Humi of course followed because she cannot exactly have a chance against him, but still. Now let's discuss Harumi. Her backstory makes a lot of fucking sense. I mean, seriously, it was pretty unbelievable that when the Great Devourer was attacking everyone in ninjago, that this big monstrosity, this godly powerful being, did not kill anyone. That was a bit stupid, if you ask me. So her backstory being connected to the Great Devourer was a pretty great one. Now her relationships with everybody else were pretty understandable. Like, this person that is good, but she's not exactly the most capable of them all. And I do like it how she actually wanted to convince Nia, and did so kind of have that whole thing with Nia being more of a girls' company or something like that. I do think that was pretty good, the fact that they actually used that in a way. And the whole review of her being the crime was a pretty good review, although it was a bit obvious if you ask me. But still. But then we get to the end, the final 3 episodes, which when she was the 7 episodes before were good with her character. The final 3 were weird when I believe her character became a little I don't know, maybe it was because we knew Garmadone would be resurrected, because that's just how the stories go, and honestly, I don't exactly think we could do much with her. Even though she is going to be an antagonist in the next season, but still, maybe they'll do with her more. Her design is good. They decided to give her, I do like how they give her this more witchy hair or something like that. But here's the thing, she was way too confident that she can control Garmadone, and even when she did stuff for Garmadone was a bit weird. I mean, you could just say, yes, I would play the role of the servant who's just an advising thing, but in reality, I'm the one in control. I don't know why. I feel like that was actually the character she was getting. Plus, I do like it how they didn't exactly make her this silent person. It was just the nickname that she heard when she was in the medical office. And yeah, her whole thing with Lloyd were a bit weird. I mean, first she wanted to cause him misery, but then when Lloyd tells her at the final episode, do you think about how many people will become like her? and she didn't care, and then she wanted that Lloyd to join them even though she wanted specifically to hurt him. Even though technically Lloyd was at the same age as her, he was just the fact that, he just couldn't do more. Seriously, he just came out a dragon, not this godly character. Hell, I'm shocked the people even know. Hell, did people, maybe they forgot the fact that Lloyd's supposed to be a younger character, just the fact that he had more of a grown-up body suddenly, but still, it's a bit confusing. But the villains are pretty great and they're pretty likable, even though they do have specifically the four except mystery, I think only mystery doesn't seem to have that many flaws where you can just say it was forgotten because of this moving along. Everybody else had a bunch of flaws, but still, villains were pretty entertaining. Maybe if it was 20 episodes, we would like them more because, Garmadone would actually be showcased to be more of a leader, not just this insanely powerful guy that wants everybody to bow beneath him, but still, you get my drift. Now let's go to the side characters, which the major ones are Hunchkins. Yeah, we still don't know exactly if he's a villain or not because he was nearly completely forgotten. Samurai X, aka Pixel, the Emperor and Empress, Master Wu, Police Commissioner Dareth, and Misako. I'm pretty sure I could also put the Sons of Garmadone member. I'm sorry I can't remember his name, but I'm not gonna put him in because, to be fair, he only had 3 scenes, so nothing much. Now we'll begin as Hunchkins. First, we all thought that he was going to be after the whole thing to be still after and we have something of a character, but for some strange reason he doesn't. He completely disappears. I mean, maybe he's still alive, maybe he's in the realm of only a dragon or something, but we don't see anything from him. I mean, still, it is possible that he'll come back, but for now we just don't know anything. Honestly, he was just there to be that overprotected father figure, if you ask me, or something like that. Which was kinda lame to be honest. Next, let's talk about Samurai X and Pixel. I like it how they actually do address the whole thing with Pixel wanting to have a body, and she was concerned that if Zane found he would want her to go back into the memory banks that there would be more functional for the team or something, but honestly, I think she's more functional as a body than anything else. Even though her mech didn't really look that well, it was alright. Her character was pretty good, and yeah, she's one of the characters that's reoccurring, so it was decent. Although I wish she would have some kind of a connection to Mr. E or something. I don't know really, maybe they originally planned it, but I guess nothing. Now let's go to the Emperor and Empress. Yeah, they were pretty lame and forgettable to be honest. I mean, first they said, you are royal, you need to act like royal. You're not supposed to be dating Lloyd. And then that's basically it. They're just supposed to be figures. They're like world nobles in One Piece, basically. I mean, these people that are considered themselves above everybody else, but then they just get the easiest things to defeat them is just the most simple. The point that you think everybody else who's just a father can take them, they're down. But I guess it did kind of make sense to cut them out pretty soon, but I wish they would have more. Now let's go to the baby Wu. For a baby, he had a little bit more character to something. Like a little bit more goofy, like more simple, like still act like childless, even though he technically is a 100-year-old man in a baby body, but still, he was acting like childless, and yeah, I'm guessing that his character will be much better in the next season, but for now, he was pretty decent. Misako came in the last 3 episodes, so yeah, she didn't really do that very much. I mean, I like it how they basically reference the whole thing that she was married to him, so she can handle him attacking. I do like that they actually gave her a bit of a combat skills, and they didn't try to make her over the top powerful. Like, if Garmadone wanted, he could easily kill her. And the fact that she was captured and she discovered Wu was pretty alright. I also like a bit of interactions and all that, which was pretty good. Although I wish she would do more, but considering the fact that seasons was always so packed, it made sense why they couldn't do much more with her. Now let's talk about Dareth. Well, unlike other seasons, they actually gave the base to the hideout for Misako and Baby Wu, but outside of that, he didn't really do much. I mean, he was only in the club that the Sons of Garmadone were having in control of, so yeah, that's pretty much another thing about it. Yeah, I like how they didn't try to have him be this over the top, really great character. And it was pretty decent. Now let's talk about the police commissioner. Let's just say, finally these people in this world actually get the idea of, wait, you know what? I know we are basically the most powerful ones and we're be the most equal to the power, but let's just for in case get the fucking police on board. I mean, why would they? Their job is to protect us, and why wouldn't they not believe us even though we have history and proof? So yeah, if you ask me, let's get in contact with them. That was a pretty great idea. I mean, I don't think he didn't do much and he did bow pretty easily. I like how they at least address the fact that they actually do exist in the world and not just have them forgotten. Plus, I do like it how they state that just because he'll probably get kicked to the curb, he's not gonna just go away. No, he's gonna go fight down. Fighting. Which was pretty great. And now let's go to the episodes. I'm gonna go through this really fast. The first episode was alright. Since we already saw the half of it, the only real thing was the dialogue and sound effects. So, yeah, and then we got that for the half, and then we got the full episode, which we already knew most of the first episode. It was just the second part that we really got. So, nothing else really. The way that's that special. Then we get the second episode, which was just there to show the Sons of Garmadone are more tougher and more of a group and to get another Omni mask for them. I do wish there would be a bit more challenge to get the Omni mask for the Sons of Garmadone, but for the case it was decent. Plus, showcase its power was pretty great. Which having Mr. E beat, well, I believe it was 5 out of 6. Yeah, I think it was all 5 of them except Lloyd. Was pretty good. Now the third episode, which I think was, was it Snake Jaguar? No, I think that was the 4th one. But anyway, the third episode was decent with them trying to get with Cole and Zane trying to get undercover and gain more information, find out about the Oni and the Dragon, again, and the fact that Lloyd and Jay are the ones, it's not Lloyd and Kai or someone like that. And the whole thing with Cole and Zane going undercover was decent. Although this whole truth thing with Cole was a bit ridiculous, but still. And I don't like it how they was basically going to be they basically were starting the rivalry between Mr. E and Zane. How maybe he knew that that Snake Jaguar was Miss Zane, he just wanted to give him a chance to join him or something. Now the 4th episode was a pretty entertaining episode. Although, which was basically just Zane trying to blend in with the Sons of Garmadone, but he's not exactly the character that's made for this type of stuff, so he does show that he can really handle it as well as we would probably want him to. But still, it was pretty entertaining. The bike chase around the city was good, the whole thing that they tried to take him down was great, and the final bike confrontation between Zane and Mr. E was pretty good, and the reveal was great. So yeah, it was a pretty alright episode. Not as much as I can say about the next episode. I mean, yes, the battle between Zane and Mr. E was great, and the whole thing with him beating Zane even with their mental powers was decent, and the whole thing with Zane and Mr. E, how Zane was basically like trying to say he doesn't need to work for them, because I guess he thought that maybe he was an independent thought, but he was programmed to work for them something. But still, he did all that, and in that part I also thought he might join them, but after a while we all just forgot about that part. Also, the Overlord's part seemed to be a bit pointless, but still. Now the rest of the episode was basically just them getting a bunch of stuff unexpectedly, the Samurai X coming into the beat up, the reveal, which was, I guess, for the second reveal in a row, and pretty much everybody knew that, so they even didn't want to focus on it to make it that much better. And yeah, the whole thing was pretty decent. Now the 7 episode, yeah, 7 now we are at, right? Yeah, 7th. Now 7th episode was alright. A lot of people say it was. No, wait, no, it's actually 6. I just remembered. Yeah, that episode was forgettable. I mean, seriously, that episode I can't even remember that well. But still, it was probably the weakest episode for me, in my opinion. It was just Rumi and Lloyd going through the jungle and just having discussions, which basically led to the reveal that Rumi is the quiet one, which was the third one in a row, so nothing much there. And the whole battle between the ninja and Sons of the Garmadone and the ending were a bit, and to be fair, this episode really started to demonstrate the whole forgetting about characters and then just having them come back, if you ask me. I mean, seriously, how did Killer and Mr. E, or how did Mr. E, in fact, now I think about it, beat Samurai X? Like, where did she go to? Why wasn't Mr. E with them when they first attacked? It was just, And then the episode and then the next episode, which now I realized that is actually the 6th one, non-officially, which was basically the episode where we learned Rumi's backstory. It was decent. I was in the beginning, because that would be great. The whole thing between the ninja and Sons of Garmadone, I would wish that Zane would be trying to speak to Mr. E, because we did establish he can speak. And everything else was alright. I guess Ultraviolet had a couple of good parts in that, but then for some reason then just have her be tossed around by the giant crab monster. And the whole thing with Lloyd getting captured was, duh, Lloyd, if you jump into the ship, obviously you're gonna get captured. So yeah, as much as people say it was the best episode, I do have to point out a couple of flaws with it, but otherwise it was a great episode. Then the episode of the final 3. That episode was a pretty bad episode. I mean, it's the second worst, but still. I mean, Mr. E, Ultraviolet, and Killer basically do nothing. Killer tries something, but he gets the feel like he's nothing. Well, Mr. E and Ultraviolet just disappear for half of it. Mr. E seems to be having teleportation powers, because from laying on the end of the pier, and then suddenly he's at wall, And apparently he was captured even though we didn't see anything. And yeah, the whole resurrection thing was with him was good. And the whole Harumi's new look was decent because she didn't look as much as a villain in the previous looks. And the whole Misako coming was decent, and to showcase that the ninja aren't completely useless with both Lloyd was good and the police was great. Although I wish that we would get to know what happened to the crab monster and Samurai X or Pixel, whatever we're gonna be calling her. It's been, but otherwise it was great. Now to the True Potential episode, the episode I can actually remember. The episode was decent. Yeah, the whole began with Lord of Garmadone did kind of feel like he was a bit confused and didn't know specifically what to do, so he just wanted to go get Harumi out. And yeah, the rest of the episode is basically the ninjas celebrating, but when they realized that Harumi was broken up by Lord Garmadone, they were instantly concerned. So they planned to send send Misako somewhere that will be safe. Go get Lloyd safe from them or something. Although I do need to bring out the fact that for a prison that's, made to be the strongest and all that, we didn't see any other villains. Yeah, I mean, we see a bunch of Sons of Garmadone members in, but some of it, like the Stone Giant Warrior, those two ninjas who were there, or the pirates, they completely disappeared. I mean, seriously, the Crypto Prison is supposed to be that nostalgic place, but for some reason it just became completely forgotten. Like it didn't even exist, in fact. I mean, granted, we did see villains like the mechanic, like in the beginning, so it's possible that they escaped. But for everything else, just doesn't make sense. I mean, you think that they would try to recruit other villains like the Stone Giant Warrior, who actually directly could work for Garmadone or other ones, but no. But the rest of the thing battle between Lloyd and his father was great. Although I did kind of have that Ruby feel from it when those lights became those purple and green. I don't know, I feel like whenever an aura is being shown its activated thing. I don't know, it was that. And now for the final episode. The fact that it was actually not resolved was great. The giant robots feel a little bit like a Bionicle set or something like that. The battles were decent, although I would wish that the other members would do from the Sons of Garmadone more, but they didn't, so I can't really argue there. I mean, it was the final episode, they could showcase the power a bit more. And yeah, the whole thing with Lloyd and Harumi was decent, and the way they ended with Lloyd jumping down and the Seiwu's Kai was good. And we ended with a cliffhanger of the Zane, Cole, Kai and Jay with Baby Master Wu being in the land of Oni and Dragon, and that's a way to end it. Maybe we're gonna get how Jay met up with Master Wu in the next season, or something like that, but still, it was pretty well done episode. And now let's discuss the story of the Sons of Garmadone. The story was a pretty decent story, the whole thing. Get the mask, they're powerful, you can release things. Was pretty good, the way they presented the powers of the mask was decent. They showed the case that they are powerful on their own right. And yeah, they were pretty much great representations. And very powerful. The story didn't change after they get the final mask into Lord Garmadone becoming badass things. And the whole thing, they actually had to continue the story the next season was alright. Honestly, it's not, I can't really say much about it, but for the story world, they definitely want to make it made sense that it was only half, and the rest needs to be in the next season, which was pretty good. Now, I'm sorry for this video to be so long, but however I do. Now, I hope you liked this video, I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. And and share this video also with your family and friends. And I cannot wait to see all of you people next time.